Chit-chat Cadillac. Chit-chat Cadillac. It's Ruse Chit-chat Cadillac.
Love it so much you're a wonder back.
It's Ruse Chit-chat Cadillac.
They're doing some wrong and having a chat.
It's Ruse Chit-chat Cadillac.
Yes, and it's starting right now.
And now for the final part of your training. And yes, you must. Yes, and you must. Welcome to Ruse Chit-Chat Cadillac, you are.
Hey! Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Yoda. And I am so excited to welcome today's guest from Melbourne's The Big Hoo-Haa. We have Katie Currie and Jaron White.
Hello.
Hello.
Meeting you, it's nice to be.
I've never done it before. That was actually alright.
Really, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
Wow.
You should put that on your resume.
My morning phlegm just like
Everybody has morning Yoda voice. Everyone says your voice is sexiest in the morning. So
Is Yoda our sexy
the little
icon?
green
He's a
guy.
little daddy.
He's just a little
kid.
green
Oh,
guy.
little green daddy. We love that. Oh my gosh. All right. So before we jump straight into our Big Hoo-Haa chat, let's do a little bit of improv. Yoda, do you have a word of suggestion, please?
Star, your word is.
All right, Jonah. There is going to be one day where you're going to grow up and you're going to go out into the world and you're going to have big dreams and we might not be there to support you. And in those times, I want you to look up at that bright star. Can you see it sitting just outside the window?
Yeah, that's the middle of the Orion belt.
Oh, my boy is so intelligent, isn't he, sweetie? What an intelligent boy Jonah is. But Jonah, you need to make sure you're taking your mother's words to heart. One day, we won't be around anymore.
Yes.
And it'll just be you in the galaxy
Yes.
to keep you company.
The galaxy. I'll study it, Mama, Papa. I'll find meaning in it. There's so much meaning in the stars. Actually, look at my works. I've discovered that on certain days and at certain times, depending on the position of the stars, it actually it can define your personality.
Our boy is so intelligent.
Yeah, I've actually figured out some stuff about you two that I'd like to bring up because I'm actually a little concerned. Because according to the stars, I feel like you've been hiding some things from me.
What?
Whoa,
wait a second. What?
He looks at the stars and thinks he can talk to his parents like that.
I don't think I know. These stars are very accurate and have been correct every time. And Dad, I've got something to ask you.
Boris, quick sidebar.
Jonah, sidebar.
Sidebar.
The kid's gone off the rails.
Yes. This is very concerning.
It's very concerning.
We've confided a lot of information into those stars.
Honestly, I hoped that they would keep the secrets, but if the stars aren't going to keep the secrets, I'm not going to keep their secrets.
Yes, but what if he knows? What if he knows?
There's no way he knows.
The big one.
There's no way he knows.
Okay.
He can't know.
Okay.
Sidebar. Done.
Yes.
We had a lovely discussion.
Okay.
Yes, and we're feeling very relaxed about this
So
conversation, I'll have you know.
relaxed
We're feeling
currently.
really good about it, so go on.
I'm chill.
Go
Mother,
on
Father,
and say it, yeah.
I know you're not telling me the truth, and the whole truth. The stars have told me. I can see it in your eyes.
What did those gassy bastards tell you?
Well, that's the thing. I can see it in the stars, and well. What happened to my twin?
Sidebar! How did he find out about Jeremy? I thought we dealt with Jeremy.
Well, we did deal with Jeremy, but we told that one f***ing star about it, and we said that if you tell anyone you're dead to us, you're gonna be a dead star. But
Dead Star.
Take that very seriously.
When we adopted Jeremy out to a distant country in the hopes that we would never see his face again.
Yes, and we got scammed, so we didn't even get anything.
We didn't even get anything for him. We just gave away our boy for free.
Yes, wanted a bit of vacation money.
Star was supposed to keep it secret.
I'm
Whoa.
so mad right now.
So angry, but we have to be chill.
Okay.
We have to relax ourselves.
Okay. Act like we'd never heard of it.
Never heard. Sidebar ended.
Okay.
What are you talking
What?
about? What? That's
Oh,
crazy.
you silly boy.
Jonah,
No,
you
Father.
love to dream.
I know I'm a Gemini, and growing up without a brother was the first clue. So I want to know, where is he? Where's my brother?
Quick sidebar. Sidebar.
Sorry, what?
Do you think that we could just get away with the fact that he thinks all Geminis have twins? We could just use that as an excuse. They can't all have a twin, right? I don't think it's that strong, but I think it might be our only choice.
I was thinking maybe we...
Tell
Just-
the truth?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely
No. Please,
no,
no.
I was thinking maybe we toss this one out.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Problems.
Yes. Handshake on it.
Okay.
Deal. Sidebar ended.
Hey, what are you doing to me? What are you doing? Let go.
Jonah, you're going on a beautiful vacation to the stars.
You're gonna meet your brother like you asked. How about that?
Wouldn't that
Okay.
be fun?
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
Jonah and Jeremy reunited. Such
Jeremy?
a light.
His name's
Oh,
Jeremy.
sidebar. You've given it away.
Oh God.
He didn't know his name. Now he can find him.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I knew I couldn't keep it up. I'm bad.
No. I still love you, woman, but you
Yeah,
have to
I love
understand.
you. Oh,
If
Boris.
he finds Jeremy, then he will uncover the trail that we have made to evade our governmental taxes.
Yes, and I know he'll turn us in because he's a little
He's
rat.
a snitch.
He's a snitch.
We raised a snitch.
Yes. Why did we do
Why did
that?
we do that? Are we bad parents?
No.
No. Sidebar ended.
And say
Alrighty, let's have a little chit chat, shall we?
Let's do it.
Oh my gosh. So we came and saw you at the Improv Throwdown at this year's comedy festival. It was such a fun night.
Yeah, it was a blast. It was really, really fun. I'm not gonna lie, I felt like a god.
You were on fire.
You were on
It
fire.
was wonderful.
Yeah.
It was great. Yeah, it was such
It
a
was
good
really
scene.
good.
The guests were great. Like they were so easy to improvise with, and it's a good night because and it reminds you that there's room because in Melbourne there's a pretty big improv scene,
Huge
but
improv scene.
it's all on small stages. So it was nice to get it on the big stage.
Yeah.
And to know, that it's palatable for everyone.
Yeah, awesome. So tell me more about the Big Hoo-Haa. How did that come about?
So, I know a bit of history.
JJ's on the committee.
I've been on the committee for a while now, but Hoo-Haa started over 20 years ago in Perth.
Wow.
Yeah, and then a small cohort in 2010 moved over to Melbourne. So I think it was like 6 to 8 improvisers, so like the OGs. They were in Perth. Hoo-Haa moved over here and started. It was a real it was on a Thursday night in a really shitty upstairs hotel venue where at the back of the room there was a strip pole
Oh,
for
okay.
pole dancing, and there was like a back room that just smelled of 1,000 years of feces and vomit. I don't know, it was just like the most rank smell
As
ever.
the lore does say.
Yeah, so it's just a really literally, anyone who knows who's been to the Portland Hotel, yes, I'm calling them out, knows it's so it's just one of those real small time. No, like sometimes we do shows to 3 people, like that was common. They do big shows like holiday shows, and that's where you got the crowds. But then after a few years, I forget what year, maybe 2014, we moved to the Butterfly Club, which was just a godsend.
It's a
Oh,
great
great.
venue.
Yeah,
Have
so
you guys
prime
been during
time
the festival?
slot.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Butterfly Club.
Yeah, super kitsch. Great
In
vibes.
the downstairs
Yeah, the
area?
downstairs.
Okay,
Yeah, downstairs
cute.
stage is where we usually are.
Nice.
That's so good. Then we
Yeah,
go
yeah.
on the upstairs
Take
stage.
it upstairs. So that's like our little home away from home now. And so the first 2 years, pre-COVID obviously, it was just amazing. Like we literally, I think, sold out like 2 years in a row.
Wow.
It was insane. So moving from there to the Portland was just a huge undertaking. And then a few years into that, because the Butterfly Club was like, hey, you guys are great, want to do a Saturday show. So we had our regular 2-hour format, which is like the Big Hoo-Haa, like that's always
Short
the same.
form, yeah.
Short form, fun time, do a bit of a musical, cliffhanger, one-liners, that kind of stuff. And then on Saturday, we called it the Saturday Experiment because we weren't sure where it was going to go. It's actually been like 6 years now.
Yeah.
It's been a
No
very
longer
long
an
time.
experiment.
Yeah.
It's going well.
Yeah. We do like just different 1-hour formats, so it would change every month.
Yeah.
So some long form. improv
Yeah,
as well?
so we
Oh,
we pitch
cool.
ideas and we have this variety of really incredible shows. Like we had a Breakfast Club show recently and mockumentary, all sorts of really fun, interesting formats that we then get to try out and play.
Yeah.
And especially since Hoo-Haa is so like short form focused on those Fridays, it's really fun to give the improvisers the chance to do like pretty improv specific work and actually get to do that like story building, character relationship, committing to things that you have to stay in for a while. Yeah, it's really, really great.
Yeah, totally. And Katie, you're from the States
I
originally.
am.
Tell us your journey to
My
Australia
journey.
story.
My journey story is so boring, but also kind of interesting. When I was very, very little, I wanted to be a veterinarian because it was the only job I knew that had to do with animals. But because I loved animals, I was obsessed with the Discovery Channel and Animal Planet. And I was obsessed with Steve Irwin because I'm that American. So growing up, I was like, I'm going to be him. Not I'm going to meet him. I'm going to be him. So went through school, learned all my stuff, got to college, uni, whatever you want to call it, in Colorado, and started studying molecular, cellular, and developmental biology. Was like, that's too small. Hate this. I have no interest in things this tiny. Got a bit burnt out, switched to creative writing. So in that switch, in that time that I was like, what am I doing? One of my friends was like, hey, you should come try out for this improv team on campus. And I was like, what is improv? What is that word? What are you saying to me? And he was like, don't worry about it. Just come audition. And I did. And it was very fun. And then I got called back and he didn't. Love you, Jeremy. And started doing improv from there. Graduated with my degree. Had a year where I was like, what am I doing? Was gonna move to LA because I was like, well, I have a creative writing degree. I do like TV and I like to read and write and all that stuff. Maybe I'll go work in the industry. And then a friend of mine was like, hey, what if you move to Australia? And I was like, that's crazy. What do you mean? And she was like, well, they have working holiday visas. And me and a couple of our friends are thinking of going for a year. Maybe you could come try it out. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's all I need to be convinced. I'll do it. Did it. Got over here. Haven't left.
And they've all gone
and
back.
went back to school for zoology. So now I have a zoology degree.
Oh, wow.
And I work at the zoo. Yeah.
Oh,
So it's great.
Dreams come true.
Yeah. But having improv in Colorado was so nice because it meant when I got here, I immediately looked for a community that I wanted to be a part of and liked. And improv is always such a beautiful, welcoming community of people. So I immediately had friends when I got here.
Oh,
And I've kept them all.
great.
And
How
they've been my
many
big
years ago
support
was that
system.
now?
5.
Wow.
So I got here on Valentine's Day in 2019.
Wow. Oh my god.
So you got a
I
good
love
year
that.
before that.
I got a good, strong year. And then I renewed my working holiday to sit in my house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
The 4 years.
Indeed.
And Jaron, you started as like a musical accompanist and then you moved into improv?
Yeah, so back in the day when it was Thursdays at the Portland, me and my friends would go watch. We would enjoy it and love it. Yeah, some great memories from those times. And then on their Facebook page, they were just like, hey, we doing a muso call out. And at the time, yeah, I've been doing piano since I'm a child and had learnt improv music at high school. So I was like, I'm a musician, and I put my hand up and they were just like, great, come along. Like I didn't need a CV or anything because then I just did a show with the the musical director at the time, just side by side. They're like, great. And then for 2 years, I was the muso. And then I auditioned, didn't get in the first time. That was the first year. I hadn't done any improv at all. I was just like the class clown or whatever. And then did some classes, got in the second time. And this history.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Love that. What would you say is your like favorite element of improv?
To me, improv is playing pretend as an adult. It's an excuse to play with your friends. So I would say my favorite element is the idea of play and enjoyment with someone else with nothing really to gain except for joy and fun.
It's changed a lot over the years because, you know, when you start out, it's like, I just love being funny and making people laugh. But then when you start to take improv more seriously, like as an art form, it morphs into... Well, recently, I just love the delight, you know, doing something new. Because, you know, with improv, we tend to go to cliches and stuff because it's recognizable and fun. But I love recently just, delighting my scene partner and hopefully thinking of something new, you know?
Yeah, great. And do you have a preference between short form and long form styles?
I think like I really admire long form styles and I have fun with it because I do like putting on a character and getting to live in that character for a long time. But I think that I just love the joy and the quickness and the energy that comes with short form because it tickles my brain. I enjoy like thinking of things real fast and being like, that was it. That was your chance. That's all you got. And it really sparks a lot of joy for me.
I've been the opposite because I've started like Big Hoo-Haa's only short form pretty much now that we have the long form.
I started long form, so doing short form
is
so great. Yeah,
and like growing up on Who's Line, that's the dopamine kicker, right? Short form, super funny, witty kind of stuff. But recently, I went to the Improvention in Canberra and did some more like dramatic improv and things like that there. And I've been really, there's been like a new form of improv. So I'm more moving towards long form and...
drama.
Yeah, drama.
Yeah.
Just more like not being afraid to say how you feel and things like that.
Grounded, real connection.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, that's what I'm looking forward to in this next kind of chapter of improv. Yeah.
Gorgeous. And do you do any other styles of comedy like sketch or stand-up?
Yeah, so I do sketch. I have 2 sketch groups and also an improv teammate who's not a Big Hoo-Haa person. And my sketch groups are the Fry Kids, which is me and my housemate and best friend, Holly Bomer.
Cute.
And we do sketch and improv. And then my other sketch team is Bits Akimbo, which I do with 2 of my friends, Max Patton and Douglas Rental. And it's very like fast-paced, high-energy, stupid bits that the show kind of all connects always. The transitions are smooth and blending into the sketches. And by the end, everyone's like, whoa, that's done now. That was great.
So when you're writing sketches and stuff, do you use improv to help?
Yeah,
like,
so something I've been pushing a lot for in the most recent creative processes, and so have they because they love it a lot, has been writing sketches that aren't necessarily fully written but give us a lot of space to improvise and to delight each other, giving ourselves like beats that we need to hit at some point, but knowing that we have a lot of room to play inside of those beats.
Yeah, great.
And we've just found that it adds a whole new level of electricity to those sketches.
Amazing. So with the skills that you use in improv, does that translate into any other areas of your life?
Hundo P. That translates into my real life so intensely. Being able to just think on my feet and respond quickly to people and like quickly create rapport and care has helped a lot. Especially like I feel like I'm at the zoo because I'm an encounters presenter. So on the microphone doing talks about animals and whatnot. So having that improbability of if something changes that I'm looking at, if something distracting is happening, being able to jump back on and be like, well, I can still be talking about this. I'm not thrown off right now.
Yeah.
If someone asks me a question I wasn't expecting, not showing it on your face. Because a presentation to me is just a performance. It's just a show. We're doing improv. We're talking about our slides. It's enjoyable. So I feel like it's added joy to like public speaking. Yeah. What about you, JJ?
Right.
Well, yeah, I think it all started in primary school. I got 3rd place in public speaking competition. No, it's got nothing to do with anything. I'd do a boring old day job and just work on the phones. Quick thinking. It was on my resume, and I think that really helps, especially with front of house kind of stuff. Yeah.
Do you think that Big Hoo-Haa will venture to any other cities in Australia?
Well, they've just ventured to New Zealand.
Oh
so
my
that's
gosh.
really exciting because we actually this year at the comedy festival, we got to do Thunderdome between Perth, New Zealand, and Melbourne. So that's really exciting because it means like, A, we have other hoo-ha people who are in different places, so we get to see them. But B, we have a really fun rule that's like if you go to another state or you go to New Zealand now, or they come here, you can play with the Big Hoo-Haa while you're in town.
great.
Or you can join that team when you move.
If you move there, yeah.
So you have a community right off the bat and you have people that you already know the format of the show because we're all doing the same show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah, it's crazy how there's 3 chapters, you know.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for joining me in the Chit Chat Cadillac.
Thank you for having us.
It's been
so honored.
Yeah, amazing and fun. Now let's finish up with a little second beat of improv.
Whee!
We see the deep, dark depths of the Milky Way. And Jonah, in a little blue astronaut suit, is flying through the galaxy on the search for his long-lost brother.
Okay, so Mum and Dad said he'd just be around this quadrant. Let's see. If I've charted my stars correctly. There. We zoom in on a little planet orbiting around Andromeda 4. And there we zoom in further and see a little cottage with a little bit of smoke coming out the chimney. Jonah lands just in the front garden. This must be it. This must be it. I'm finally going to meet my brother.
Daddy, there's someone on the lawn.
Jeremy, is that you?
Hold on, let me get my shotgun out.
Hello, strange man.
Oh, hello, is your name Jeremy, little boy?
Well, no, my name is Timothy.
Timothy.
But my daddy's name is Jeremy, I think. I just call him Daddy.
Timothy, step back. That's a stranger. What have I told you about stranger danger?
Sorry, Daddy.
You're trespassing over here.
Jeremy, it's I don't think you know me, but I'm your brother.
Hey.
Yes, touch my face.
Just removing your helmet
Oh,
so I can get a better look at your face.
remove my hand.
What? Daddy, who is this man that looks like you but bald on the face?
We have a lot to catch up on, Jeremy.
You wouldn't happen to be a Gemini.
Gemini.
Brother! Brother, you're back!
Their hands intertwine, and the grooves of their fingerprints meld perfectly.
And their hands start melting into one another, and their arms start conjoining, and all of a sudden they're sucked into the same body.
Daddy, no! Daddy!
Timothy,
calm your mind. We are John Emery.
Oh my God! My husband is getting coagulated!
We are still your husband.
Flash! There's a news broadcast on this crazy planet. This just in. One man has become 2. The world is going crazy as this 2-1 man starts traveling through the streets. More at 7.
Do not fear us. We are enlightened. We bring news from the stars. You there, we know your secrets. The stars have told us. Tax fraud.
No!